WHBQ TV, Memphis. This is Eyewitness News Weekend.
Is he or isn't he? That's the question many are asking about this man tonight. Good evening, I'm Rob Sawyer. Our top story tonight, is Ross Perot going to run for the presidency? The LA Times reported on Friday that Perot will announce his bid for the nation's top job tomorrow. He will also be meeting with top aides from the Bush and Clinton campaigns. So far, Perot isn't saying one way or the other what his plans are. But as 13 Eyewitness News reporter Rhonda Moore tells us, Mid-Southerners are speculating on the Perot factor.
The White House, what will his impact be? The answer to that question depends on who you ask.
In the final analysis, Perot probably is going to hurt Bush more than Clinton, because if he does very, very well, the very most he can hope for is to throw an election into the House of Representatives.
I think he will, in fact, hurt Clinton to the extent that he has an effect at all. And it's hard to know if he's going to be a major player or merely an annoyance.
At the Memphis NAACP monthly meeting, the November election is also the topic of discussion. Maxine Smith is unsure if Bush or Clinton will benefit, but she believes Perot's possible entry in the race may get more people to participate in the process. Still,
I doubt if his impact will be as big now, should he come back in the race, as it would have had he stayed. But it could give some interesting highlights, I was about to say sidelights, to the race.
And that's the consensus among the voters we spoke with. If Perot had become an official candidate the first time, he would have had a better chance of winning the presidency than he now has.
A lot of times when you drop out, it makes people feel like you really don't know what you're doing or what you really want to do. You know, when you start out, you have to finish the job.
He was here for a couple weeks and found out how hard the campaign trail was, and then he laid off. Now he wants to get back in. Didn't put in the hard work that it took.
But in the end, it will be Perot's call if he runs for the presidency. And in the meantime, the rest of us will have to wait and see. Rhonda Moore, 13 Eyewitness News.
President Bush also had some comments about Ross Perot today. During a campaign stop in Michigan, he reminded the crowd about tomorrow's meeting in Dallas. The president says his economic proposals more closely resemble Perot's than Bill Clinton's.
Tomorrow in Dallas, some supporters of Ross Perot will gather to hear what both campaigns have to offer, and we're going to send a team just to make a case for the agenda that I offer for America.
President Bush says his proposal is the only one which reduces the size of government and reduces the federal deficit. Meantime, the Clinton campaign is also vying for backing from Perot supporters. The campaign chairman of the Clinton campaign was on ABC's This Week with David Brinkley today. He was asked if Perot is a factor in the campaign.
Well, I think he will be. I think Ross Perot has some good ideas. I think they're ideas that both he and Bill Clinton share, and I think we need to continue to have this kind of dialogue in this country, bring us together.
Cantor says both Clinton and Perot are pushing for change. Homicide investigators are looking for suspects in the murder of a Memphis teenager. The body of 15-year-old Anthony David was found in this parking lot early this morning between 6:30 and 7. This is the parking lot of American Refrigeration at 2465 Frisco. Someone drove by and saw the teen's body and called police. Investigators think the teen was a robbery victim who was shot, then thrown from the car. A Memphis teenager is dead and another hospitalized tonight after this car crashed in West Memphis last night. Police say the wreck happened at the intersection of Club Road and Mound City Road. Apparently, the driver of the car was traveling too fast when he crossed some railroad tracks and the car flipped over several times. One of the three passengers was able to get out of the car and go for help. 17-year-old Lee Murray died at the med last night, and the driver of the car remains hospitalized. Meantime, another car crashed, but there was nobody in the car, and this was no accident. At least that's what police are thinking tonight. A stolen car crashed through the doors of Melrose High School and into the hallway. It's suspected that a brick was placed on the accelerator, allowing the car to smash through the doors. No arrests have been made. Workers spent hours getting the car out. School administrators say it will be business as usual tomorrow at Melrose, but this entrance to the building will be blocked off. A military plane crashed and killed 163 people in Nigeria. The plane crashed into a swampy area just after taking off from Lagos. Most of the people on board were Nigerian military officers and their families who had been attending a Navy function in the northern part of the country. This is the worst Nigerian Air Force crash in more than 30 years. Hurricane victims in Hawaii are getting some help from Memphis. 4,000 cots and 3,000 pairs of boots were loaded today onto a big DC-8 bound for Hawaii. The beds and boots were loaded at the Air National Guard. The goods came from the Memphis Defense Depot.
This is the first shipment that we've had that's gone out of Memphis for the hurricane relief in Hawaii. I don't know if there's going to be any more. This is a charter aircraft, DC-8, that's been chartered to carry the material all the way out to Hawaii.
This relief mission is being paid for by federal tax dollars. Some of the supplies will be used by the military stationed in Hawaii as well as hurricane victims. Hurricane survivors in Miami are also getting help. A benefit concert for the victims of Andrew raised over $1 million just in ticket sales. The concert was spearheaded by singer Gloria Estefan. She says she wanted to give something back to the people who took her in when she came to this country as a Cuban refugee. The concert was also broadcast to more than 3,000 people in the 10 cities in South Florida. Coming up next on 13 Eyewitness News, Jill Horn is ready with your work week weather forecast. And also ahead, this is a very important religious holiday for thousands of Memphians. We'll explain why.
Morning, hon. Busy day?
Medical appointments. Dermatologist for me, taking Mom to her cardiologist, and after school, Timmy has his ears checked again.
Running all over town, huh?
Nope. My doctor's just 3 blocks from Mom's house, and her doctor's even closer, and Timmy's doctor is 5 minutes from his school.
I'm overdue for my checkup, too.
It's Friday, right across the street from your office.
Amazing. How do you do it? The right doctor at the right place at the right time.
I have my contacts.
Saving money has never been more important. That's why at Piggly Wiggly, we make it easier to save with a special red-hot price on items like juicy, fresh ground beef in the family pack, just 89 cents a pound. Starkist tuna, 2 cans for only 89 cents. And Stouffer's lean cuisine entrees, any 2 for just $3. Those nickels and dimes can add up, and you'll never sacrifice quality for the savings you'll find every day at Piggly Wiggly.
To pay for his increased spending in Arkansas, Bill Clinton raised state taxes, and not just on the rich. He increased the sales tax by 33%, imposed a mobile home tax, increased the beer tax. He assessed a tourism tax, created a cable TV tax, supported a tax on groceries. And now, if elected president, Bill Clinton has promised to increase government spending $220 billion. Guess where he'll get the money?
Mount Kilimanjaro is 19,340 feet high. Kalihiwai Jungle has an average annual rainfall of 75 inches. Bryce Canyon is 998 feet deep. These are some of the specifications used to create Jeep Grand Cherokee.
See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Hey, could you guys give the dog a BATH?
Milk's got a lot going for you.
Hey, Tommy, we're going to give Oscar a bath.
Carbohydrate for energy, but it's slim on calories.
Let's cut him off.
With magnesium for balance, riboflavin for agility, and protein for stamina.
Wow, is he clean already?
Milk, it does a body good.
Well, Mid-Southerners had a chance to enjoy a gorgeous day.
They sure did. You know, we had a frontal system that pushed on through, and it moved through a little bit quicker, so it really just cleared our skies out, and high pressure moved in right behind it. And guess what? There is good news in the forecast. Wait till you see this. But first, we're going to look at the record high temperature, which was 95 back in 1954. The normal is 81 degrees. The record low was 40 in 1942, and the normal is 60 degrees. Sunrise will be tomorrow morning at 6:52, sunset at 6:49, and the river stage is up 1 foot and 5 inches. Here are current conditions around Memphis and the Mid-South. At 65 in Memphis, 62 back in Jackson, Tennessee, 64 down in Tupelo, as well as Greenwood, 67 in Pine Bluff, and 63 in Little Rock, Arkansas. Here are the high temperatures recorded throughout the day today. 78 for Memphis, as well as in Jonesboro, 76 in Jackson, 77 in Tupelo, 79 in Greenwood, 78 in Pine Bluff, and 79 in Little Rock. Here are the low temperatures recorded throughout the night last night. 58 for Memphis, 52 in Jonesboro, 57 for Jackson, 64 in Tupelo and Greenwood, 58 in Pine Bluff, and 54 in Little Rock. Here's 3D satellite showing really that we've cleared out in the western part of Tennessee as well as the central portions of our state. Back into Missouri and down into Arkansas also cleared out, but still some cloud cover across the eastern part of our state and portions of Alabama and Mississippi as well. You can tell this cloud cover extends all the way up into the northeastern part of the country. And see this cloud cover right here? This is a tropical depression that is forming right now. There hasn't been a whole lot of change, and it doesn't look like that over the next 24 hours it's going to become a tropical storm, but we will keep you updated on it. It's about 485 miles off the coast of Cape Hatteras in North Carolina, so we'll keep an eye on that. You can tell the rest of the country is really pretty clear. There has been some rain falling underneath those clouds today. You can see just a few showers popping up in northern Alabama and then extending down into Georgia and South Carolina and then into Florida. As a matter of fact, at Mary Esther, Florida, right around Destin, where a lot of people from here like to vacation, they've had about 2 inches of rain today, and then also up into the northeastern part of the country, they're still having some rain coming down there as well. We can see our current weather makers. Here's this cold front that pushed on through our area last night. Really didn't bring a whole lot as far as rain is concerned or anything else, or cloud cover for that matter. Here's the high pressure that built in today, really causing some wonderful conditions for us here in Memphis and the Mid-South. You can see that over the next 24 hours, we're going to have another cold front to kind of swoop through our area. It's already dropped temperatures about 10 degrees back into the plains. We're not really expecting our temperatures to drop that much, but it will bring another beautiful day. Not expecting any rain or really any cloud cover from that, although East Tennessee may see a few rain showers and some drizzle from that cold front. But as you can see again tomorrow, not only will we be having beautiful weather, but just about the whole rest of the country will see beautiful sunshine as well. Here are our low temperatures for tonight. We'll be right there in the upper 50s. We'll have some 60s down to our south. Look over into the Dakotas, over into Montana and also Idaho, dropping into the 20s and some 30s. Actually, some freeze advisories back into Minnesota. Highs tomorrow for us will be right in the mid to upper 70s. Some 80s down to our south, some 50s and 60s to our north. Still very much like summer out in the desert southwest. As a matter of fact, Arizona today got up to, Phoenix, Arizona, got up to 106 degrees, breaking a record. So they're still feeling all that summer heat out there. Here's our forecast for tonight. Clear skies, a low of 57 degrees. Our winds will be from the north at 7. Tomorrow morning, on your way back to work, it's not going to make things too easy because it's going to be beautiful. Mostly sunny skies. That frontal system may give us just a few clouds in there, but otherwise just a gorgeous morning. 59 degrees, winds from the north at 8, and then during the day, another beautiful day like we had today. I hope you get a chance to get outside and enjoy it. A high of 78, winds will be from the north at 10. Here is that extended outlook I was telling you about. I just don't know how it can get any better than this. Sunshine every single day. Our highs will be right there in the mid-70s and lows will be in the mid-50s. The only way that you couldn't like this forecast is if you're going to be cooped up in an office or somewhere where there's not even a window all week, but it looks absolutely great.
It's not too often that you have that.
No, not at all. I love to be able to do that. It's wonderful.
Thanks, Jill. Still ahead on Eyewitness News, the American dream comes true today for several Memphis families.
The past few years have been a nightmare for Brandon. First, it was just a few notes from school. Then his teachers wanted to meet with his parents. And just when he thought things couldn't get any worse, his parents started getting on the phone every day to his teachers. With this new phone service from First Tennessee Bank, called Lesson Line, they knew everything. His classroom activities, his homework assignments. There was no getting around it. He was going to graduate, which is why he's packing his bag.
Miss you, Nick.
When it comes to helping parents plan their child's education, Lesson Line from First Tennessee Bank is here for you.
Just one look, and I knew that you were the only one.
If you want to save time and money, all it takes is just one look in the real Yellow Pages.
Just one look, that's all it took.
The real Yellow Pages from South Central Bell.
Now's the time to buy a new car or truck. Well, you can't do better than your Ford dealer's factory authorized clearance. He's got 5, now 6 of America's top 10 sellers, and they're all clearance priced.
Now, for a limited time, get $750 cash back on Ford Ranger. Get $750 cash back on the #1 selling compact pickup that's #1 in gas mileage.
It's the best time to buy a 92 car or truck at your Ford dealer. But hurry, the Ford factory authorized clearance ends soon, so see your local Ford dealer today.
'Tis a well-spent penny that saves a groat. Quality office furniture 50% off every day. Office Furniture USA.
Last week we introduced you to several new homeowners and the hundreds of volunteers who helped them build their homes. But today, those Habitat for Humanity's volunteers helped dedicate the homes to their new owners. The owners must also help build their homes. When Hurricane Andrew hit Florida, the homes built by Habitat for Humanities were left standing. And for one Memphis homeowner, that's good news.
And the reason those homes were standing because they were built with love. And that's the same way here in Memphis. These homes are built with love. You get a chance to meet a lot of wonderful people who volunteer their time. And so we just love everyone. And these are staying too.
4 other first-time homeowners had their homes dedicated today. It wasn't a dedication, but an open house at the new Child Advocacy Center in Memphis today. Anytime there's an allegation of a child being sexually abused, the child will come to this new center. The center has been in the making for 4 years and underwent extensive renovations. The director says this type of place is definitely needed here.
Children have to be interviewed by Human Service. They must be interviewed by law enforcement. They have to have their medical exam. And without a facility like this, they may end up going all over the city or even the county, having to go to the criminal justice complex, over to the Sexual Assault Resource Center, and to different facilities around town. And this way, the child and family only have to come to one spot.
The center is funded by private donations and will open October 5th. The Pope participated in Sunday services for the first time since his surgery. He looked in good health as he addressed the conflicts of Protestants and Catholics in Northern Ireland. The Pope says God sustained the Irish Catholics fighting for their beliefs in the past, but he also encouraged the people of Ireland to look toward peace and reconciliation in their country. And for thousands of Jewish people in the Mid-South, tonight is the beginning of the Jewish New Year. At the Jewish Community Center in East Memphis today, people ate apples dipped in honey. This is a tradition symbolizing what they hope will be a good and sweet year.
It is a very important holiday for all Jews. It's the beginning of the year, and we all pray for a happy, healthy, peaceful year for the Jewish people and for everyone in the world.
According to the Jewish faith, on Rosh Hashanah, the book of life is opened and the good and evil deeds of each person are examined. Coming up next in sports, John Koski has highlights of Week 4 in the NFL. Plus, it's the end of a pennant race. We'll show you who's headed for the playoffs and much more when we come back.
See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Of all the ways you can furnish your home, one of the most beautiful ways is with Anderson feature windows and patio doors. Elegant designs bring the warmth of tradition, the comfort of nature. Ordinary furnishings create a look. Anderson windows create an experience.
Experience Anderson feature windows at Hutted Windows, Doors and More, Memphis.
What's clear? Crystal clear Amoco Ultimate. What isn't? All other premium gasolines. What's clear? Amoco Ultimate is the only premium refined an extra step to remove harmful impurities. The harmful impurities the other premiums leave in every tankful. What's clear? Why we do it. For unsurpassed performance and a cleaner environment. Crystal clear Amoco Ultimate.
Now that it's become fashionable to show concern for wildlife and the environment, we'd like to remind you that we've been doing that for 30 years. Mutual of Omaha, protecting you in ways no one ever thought of before.
World-class Ford quality is built right here in the South. Now, Ford built 6 of the top 10 selling cars and trucks in America, including the Ford Taurus, a leader in styling as well as safety. And now specially priced with a plan for just $248 per month. Drive new every 2 years, $248 a month. And every airbag-equipped Taurus is backed by Ford's 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. Ask your local Ford dealer about the plan, and now you can drive the world-class Ford Taurus for $248 a month. Hurry, this is a limited-time offer.
In sports, one of my favorite baseball teams is on the way up.
You know, that's dangerous to say. This is St. Louis Cardinals country. We have a Pittsburgh Pirates fan.
I like the Cards, too.
No,
don't get me wrong.
You're very diplomatic. You know, it is an awfully long season, but that's how you find out who really the champion is, and the Pirates have been good about that the last few years. The Pittsburgh Pirates, in fact, have been the picture of consistency in the National League. Today, for the 3rd straight year, the Bucs are champions of the Eastern Division. The Pirates needed just one win to wrap it up against the New York Mets today, and they did it with defense. Jose leaned with the outstanding stop, and he would do it again later, robbing the Mets of a base hit to right, and he just snags the snow cone and throws out the runner at first. Danny Jackson gave up only 6 hits while working into the 8th inning. Pittsburgh wins 4-2 to become the first team to three-peat in the East since Philadelphia did it from 1976 to 1978. The champagne was ready for the celebration in the locker room, and it was an emotional moment for Pirates manager Jim Leland.
This is not just this group in the clubhouse. This is the Pittsburgh Pirate organization, and I'm awful proud of this organization. And that's why I stayed here.
The Pirates' opponent in the National League Championship Series will likely be the Atlanta Braves. Terry Pendleton drove home the winning run in the top of the 10th as Atlanta beat San Diego 2-1 in 10 innings this afternoon. That, coupled with Cincinnati's win over San Francisco today, drops the Braves' magic number to 2. Let's check the pennant races in the American League. In the American League West, Oakland A's celebration will have to hold off another day. Milwaukee beat them 5-3. Minnesota shut out Kansas City 4-0. The A's magic number is still 1. In the Eastern Division, the Blue Jays' magic number now is 4 as the Blue Jays roll over the Yankees 12-2. Milwaukee still 2.5 games back of the Blue Jays. Now to Week 4 of the National Football League and a huge NFC West matchup tonight in the Superdome. The New Orleans Saints hosting the San Francisco 49ers. And this game is always exciting. These two teams hook up at the Dome. And here we go with the highlights. No exception, 37 seconds to play. The 49ers up 16-10. Bobby Hebert fires over the middle, complete to Eric Martin. The Saints on the brink of victory at the 2-yard line. Now, a penalty would move them back to the 12. Hebert from the shotgun is flushed out of the pocket. Hebert will have to put it up for grabs, and it's a big mistake as the ball is picked off by Eric Davis. San Francisco holds on for a thrilling 16-10 win. The Saints drop to 2-2. Look for one of these two teams to win the NFC West this year. Next, we take you to Soldier Field in Chicago as the Bears were looking to bounce back against Neon Deion and his Atlanta Falcons. And this was an offensive shootout. The Bears striking first. Quarterback Jim Harbaugh unloads for Dave Waddle from the 42, and Waddle breaks free for the touchdown. Harbaugh, 2 touchdowns, 280 yards passing. Now, Atlanta fell behind but would not give up. Quarterback Chris Miller looking to go deep, and he has Andre Rison in one-on-one coverage. The ball is tipped, and Rison comes up with it. He's gone 72 yards. But Chicago held on for a 41-31 victory. At Detroit, Tampa Bay came up with a big upset. The lead changing hand 3 times in the final 6 minutes. Vinny Testaverde to Ron Hall, a 14-yard touchdown for the lead. The Lions have one more chance. Rodney Peete to Brent Perryman, but they have no more timeouts, and he can't get out of bounds. As time runs out, Detroit's 11-game winning streak is over, 27-23. At Cincinnati, the Bengals were mauled by the Minnesota Vikings. Rich Gannon came back from his hand injury and threw 4 touchdown passes. Terry Allen scoring 3 times as the Vikes blew him out 42-7. At New England, the Buffalo Bills continued their drive toward what they hope will be their 3rd straight Super Bowl appearance by pounding the Patriots. New England actually kept the game close, down only 6-0 at the half, but that's when the Bills exploded, scoring on their next 4 possessions. Jim Kelly airing it out to Andre Reed for the touchdown. Meanwhile, the Pats self-destruct. Hugh Millen loses the handle. Big Mike Lotus comes up with it, and he goes in for the score. 41-7 Buffalo. They're 4-0. Yeah. Mike, go ahead and spike that ball. At Cleveland, the Denver Broncos put down the Browns behind the field goal kicking of David Treadwell. He split the uprights 4 times to account for all of Denver's points as the Broncs shut him out 12-zip. At Green Bay, the Packers rose to the challenge, knocking the Pittsburgh Steelers from the ranks of the unbeaten. Former Southern Miss star Brett Favre getting his first start at quarterback hooks up with Sterling Sharp on a 76-yard score. The Pack may be back 17-3 the final. And at Houston, the Astrodome, the Oilers battering the San Diego Chargers today. Warren Moon passed for a touchdown and ran for another on this play, scrambling out of the pocket, and he weaves his way for 6. Houston posts its first shutout in 45 games, 27-zip. 2 other games in the NFL today. The Miami Dolphins just slipped by Seattle on the road, 19-17, and the LA Rams upend the New York Jets 18-10. The Jets are 0-4 after starting the preseason 5-0. And on ABC's Monday Night Football, it's the LA Raiders and a good matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs, 8 o'clock tomorrow night right here on Channel 13. In college football, tensions seem to be settling down in the Memphis State football program, but you have to wonder at what cost. Last night, the Tigers pounded Arkansas 22-6, just 4 days after most of the players boycotted practice and demanded the resignation of coach Chuck Stobart. In what appeared to be a concession, Stobart gave up his play calling duties, and the offense opened up a bit but was not drastically different. And the defense, of course, was incredible. It was, of course, nothing like a win to heal wounds, but these wounds are awfully deep, and afterwards, the players and coaches indicated the victory over the Hogs has them on the right track at least.
I think it's going to help the problem a lot. You know, with the open week, it's going to make things a lot smoother. You know, there's differences, but, you know, we're not going to let that affect how we play.
Nobody wants to talk about that anymore. That is over. We're not talking about that. And I think everybody should let that go and go on to the next phase, the next level, and that's because that's what our players wanted to do, and that's what everybody wanted to do, and that's what they were able to do. So I give them a lot of credit for being able to do that.
I think he's a good coach, and I think he did a good job of coaching all week. It's probably harder on him than anybody. The players kind of work more instinctively, but Coach Stobart had to go out there with that on his mind, and he did a great job getting us ready to play football.
And they're now 1-3 on the season. The Tigers have next weekend off before they host Cincinnati for homecoming Saturday night, October 10th. The new AP College Top 25 is out. Washington takes over number 1 in the nation. Miami drops to number 2 after the Hurricanes barely beat Arizona. Florida State 3rd. Then it's the Wolverines of Michigan and Texas A&M rounding out the top 5. Then Notre Dame is 6th. Tennessee is up from 8 to number 7. The Vols are 4-0. Penn State is 8th. Alabama 9th. Colorado 10th. And other area teams, SEC teams in the top 25. Florida 13th. Georgia is 16th. And Mississippi State is back in the poll at 24. In golf, John Daly has silenced the critics who predicted his 1991 PGA Championship was a fluke at the BC Open in Endicott, New York. John Daly shot a final round 66 to win the tournament, 6 strokes better than 4 others, Joel Edwards, Ken Green, Nolan Hinkey, and Jay Haas. Daly there you see finishing at 18 under par. Keith Clearwater at -10, the win worth $144,000. Finally, we wrap it all up with our Sunday night Wild World of Sports, reminding us not to forget to expect the unexpected, and that's certainly true when you're talking about the Chicago Cubs. What a play by pitcher Greg Maddux. Bozo Award to his teammate Derek May. Keep your eye on the ball, Derek. Here's the hardest working man in the punt return business. Russell Copeland of Memphis State, the slippery speedster, elusive as he is, can only get 15 yards out of the play. Baltimore Oriole Brady Anderson seems to come up with a big play every week. What a snag and the somersault. Check out Cincinnati pitcher Jose Rijo on this one. Not bad either. Kevin Brown of the Texas Rangers will never turn his back on the catcher again after this. Bonk! Man, that hurts. Nothing like a little chin music to make a big leaguer mad. Dave Hollins of the Phillies wants a piece of Chicago's Bob Scanlon's chin, too. And look for big fines out of this melee. Now, the Golden Spatula Award for bringing home the bacon. No question, it belongs to Kenny Irvin of Memphis State, who blocked 4 punts last night against Arkansas. That's a national record that stood for years, but now belongs to Irvin, along with the Golden Spatula. And Kenny Irvin will be nominated for National Player of the Week honors by Memphis
Absolutely.
State.
I say give him 4 Golden Spatulas.
4 spatulas. Way to go, Kenny Irvin.
All right.
Outstanding.
Thanks, John. Coming up next on Eyewitness News, a school system in Arkansas closes, plus we'll take you to the ski slopes of Memphis.
The rugged Mazda truck. With over 1 million sold and more than 90% still on the road, no wonder it's got an unsurpassed basic warranty. More impressive than ever, get a 1992 Mazda truck today and get up to $1,200 cash back from Mazda. It's the right truck and the right deal right now. Just don't miss it.
At Dobbs Brothers Mazda and Homer Skelton Mazda in Memphis now.
In 1925, Memorial Park first offered its services to our community. Today, the tradition continues at Memorial Park Funeral Home on the north side of Poplar at I-240 inside the cemetery, and at Memorial Park Heinz Smythe Chapel, 1900 Union Avenue, convenient to Elmwood, Calvary, and Forest Hill cemeteries. Guardian burial plans always accepted.
You can turn to us at Memorial Park Funeral Home, where thoughtful service is our most important tradition.
1988.
30 million jobs in the next 8 years.
1990. America's jobless rate hits a 3-year high.
I'm not prepared to say we're in recession.
March 1992. Jobless rate hits 6-year high.
The economy is strengthening.
George Bush vetoes unemployment compensation.
The economy continues to grow.
July 1992. Unemployment is the highest in 8 years. If George Bush doesn't understand the problem, how can he solve it? We can't afford 4 more years.
For dessert, sir?
Raymond, why don't you try the cherry pie?
I don't know.
You sure loved cherry yesterday.
I did? When?
When you were constipated.
What?
I gave him this new Cherry Phillips Milk of Magnesia. It's a whole new experience.
Maureen, put that away.
Try the new Phillips, smooth cherry and new mint. After 100 years, that chalky aftertaste is history.
Wait till you taste it.
Maybe they should put it on the menu.
Your grandfather saved money at Lewis Ford. Your father saved money at Lewis Ford. You'll save money, and we'll be around for your children to save money. Lewis Ford, somewhere on I-240.
He's my sister's brother-in-law's mother's ex-husband. You'll love him.
If you need a recommendation to find the right doctor, we recommend you call us first.
Tonight, there's a boiling water order in effect for people who live in Marianna, Arkansas in Lee County, and public schools there will be closed because of this order. 12 to 15,000 residents are being asked to boil their water before drinking or cooking. A transmission line broke at the main water plant in Lee County. The manager of the water department doesn't believe the water is contaminated, but took this measure as a precaution. The health department took samples of the water and will determine if the water is okay to drink again by late Tuesday or early Wednesday. Because the public schools prepare lunches at the schools are once again closing in Lee County tomorrow. And now let's check with Jill Horn to find out what our weather's going to be for tomorrow.
Well, that's not a very good story, but at least the school kids that will be out tomorrow will have a good day to play outside.
That's the bright side.
Yeah, tomorrow morning, starting off the day, mostly sunny skies, a temperature of 59 degrees. Winds will be from the north at 7, and then during the day, beautiful sunshiny skies, 78 degrees. Winds will be from the north at 10, and here is one of the most fabulous extending outlooks I have ever seen. Sunny skies each day with highs right there in the mid-70s and lows in the mid-50s. Hope you get a chance to get outside, take an outside lunch, or do something. It's going to be great.
Enjoy it this week.
That's right.
Thanks, Jill. Well, it may have been almost 80 degrees in Memphis this afternoon, but one of our Eyewitness News photographers caught some people snow skiing. These guys are decked out in snow skis and boots. It's just one part of the entertainment at the Mid-South Fair. Watch that. That's 2 skiers doing a flip at the same time. And if that isn't enough, how about double flips back to back? To back to back. But coming up, this guy, you're going to see him in a minute. He didn't want to be outdone. He's bouncing on the trampoline while wearing skis. Beat that,
Yeah,
John
that looks like
Koski,
me
huh?
in Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, listen to you. That looks like something that could have been in Wild World of Sport.
Absolutely. At least he didn't crash. That is our report for now. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Through Monday at both Gwatney Chevrolet locations, you pay what we pay. Through special cooperation with Chevrolet Motor Division and GMAC to move out all remaining 92s, you pay what we pay. For 4 days only, till the last customer leaves Monday night, you pay the GMAC wholesale amount and drive home in the new Chevy you've been wanting at either Gwatney Chevrolet location. But only through Monday, you pay what we pay. Gwatney Chevrolet on Austin P, just south of the Raleigh Springs Mall, and Gwatney 2, Airways in Winchester at the airport.
Get ready. Tonight's Piggy Bucks cash giveaway is about to begin.
2 winners tonight, so let's get right to it. Okay, here's the $500 winner. B604301. B604301 wins $500. Now for the weekly winner. The winning number for the weekly prize of $15,000. Here it is right here. A832843. A832843 wins $15,000.
Gladiator Arena, Los Angeles, California, and our 3 gladiators taking the floor, Viper, Tower, and Laser, and they mean business. Hi again, everyone. I'm Mike Adamley, along with NFL Hall of Famer Larry Zonka. Larry, first up,